Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Euro Giants plotting summer move for 29-year-old Man United first team ace. AC Milan are closely monitoring the situation of Victor Lindelof at Manchester United. The Italian Giants are keen on reinforcing their defense in the next summer transfer window, and they are plotting a move for the 29-year-old Swedish international, as per a report by Fichajes. Lindelof's future has been uncertain for a while now. His initial deal with the Manchester-based club was set to expire after the end of the ongoing season, but there was an option to extend it by another 12 months. The Red Devils did opt for it, and now his contract runs until the summer of 2025. While there is still over a year left in his contract, he might not have a future at Manchester United. The Swedish international has featured in 20 matches this season, which suggests that he is important to their first team, but in reality, they have been plagued with injuries, and that is one of the major reasons for Lindelof's extended run in the team. The Red Devils will look to reinforce their entire squad in the summer under the new minority owners, but before they push for new signings, they will look to offload quite a few of their stars, and the 29-year-old could be a part of that list. Meanwhile, AC Milan are keen on Lindelof's signature. They want to reinforce their defense and have been monitoring him for a while now. With United ready to sell, they do stand a chance, but they are not the only club in the race. While there are other clubs from Europe as well as the Middle East keen on his signature, Milan are quite serious about their pursuit, as they feel he still has a lot to offer. Meanwhile, a move to the Italian Giants will help Lindelof revive himself. Bruno Fernandes must step up for Man United in a Champions League pursuit. Manchester United midfielder Bruno Fernandes must step up for the club if they want to qualify for the Champions League next season. The Portuguese has been the Red Devils' most creative player for some period of time, but he has struggled to find consistency this campaign. The 29-year-old has only 3 goals and 5 assists from 25 league appearances. He had another frustrating game against Fulham yesterday. Fernandes won 8 duels and 4 tackles at Old Trafford, but he also lost possession on a staggering 28 occasions with 0 crosses completed, 0 out of 6. He managed just 2 long balls out of 8. Fernandes' shot on goal led to Harry Maguire scoring off a rebound, but that was his only contribution. The 70 million euros rated star has built a big reputation for himself during his time at United. He has been underperforming by his high standards recently. In our opinion, Fernandes needs to step up and make regular goal contributions to keep the club in the Champions League pursuit in the coming months. The club have dropped 8 points behind 4th placed Aston Villa after yesterday's result, but they are only 3 points behind 5th placed Tottenham Hotspur, who have a game in hand. 5th spot could yet be sufficient for the Red Devils to qualify for the Champions League next season, suppose the English clubs go all the way and win the European competitions this term. Hence, there is still plenty to play for in the Premier League, and every game should be treated as a final. Meanwhile, the club will be in action at Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup 5th round in midweek. The competition is United's last chance of a trophy this term. Fernandes and the rest of the attackers need to be at their best against Forest, who beat them at City Ground earlier this season. Maguire impresses in Manchester United's disappointing 2-1 defeat against Fulham. Manchester United slumped to a disappointing 2-1 defeat against Fulham on Saturday, thus ending their 4-game winning run in the Premier League. With Rasmus Højlund's side lined with injury, Erik ten Hag's side were ineffective in attack, but they also looked vulnerable in defense. The Cottagers broke the deadlock on 65 minutes with Calvin Bassey lashing home the loose ball after his header was blocked by Castagne. Harry Maguire, who arrived at Old Trafford in an £80 million deal in 2019, seemed to have rescued a point late in the game as he took full advantage of Leno's mistake to slide the ball into an empty net. However, Fulham had the last laugh as Alex Iwobi grabbed a dramatic winner in the 7th minute of stoppage time. The 30-year-old wasn't entirely at his best, but he did a far better job than most of his teammates. The centre-back was lucky to stay on the pitch after his nasty lunge on Sasa Lukic and also missed a sitter from a corner, but then he popped up with a late goal that should have been enough to secure a draw for United. Maguire's stats in the Old Trafford encounter were also impressive. He had 104 touches in the game with a pass accuracy of 93%. The England international also made 5 clearances, 3 interceptions, and 1 tackle. He won 4 of his 5 aerial duels and made 2 key passes. Andre Onana impresses for Man United in disappointing Fulham defeat. Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana delivered an impressive performance during the club's disappointing 2-1 Premier League defeat to Fulham. The Red Devils went into the game on a 5-match winning streak in all competitions, and they were fancied to secure another victory at Old Trafford. However, the Cottagers dominated the proceedings from the off and could have easily been 1 or 2 goals ahead before half-time. Alex Iwobi missed the target with a poor piece of finishing. Onana also played his part with 2 quality saves to deny Rodrigo Muniz and Andreas Pereira. The Cameroonian also did brilliantly to tip over Timothy Castagne's cross, come shot, but the visitors unfortunately scored from the resultant corner. Harry Maguire got United back into the game in the 89th minute, scoring off a rebound, but Fulham had the final laugh, scoring from a counter-attack. Iwobi was given ample space to shoot and scored with Onana rooted to his spot. Despite the defeat, Onana had a good individual performance in our opinion. He could not have done better to stop either goal conceded by United. Aside from his 3 saves, he completed 89% of his passes with 6 successful long balls. The €40 million rated star should feel hard done by, having been let down by his defense, who struggled to cope with the counter-attacks from the visiting side. The margin of defeat could have been wider had Fulham been more clinical in front of goal. The result is a huge setback for United, who are now 8 points behind 4th place Aston Villa. They had to work incredibly hard for a 4-match winning league streak. The defeat against Fulham was rather unexpected with the club's recent form. United face another difficult challenge on their hands with a visit of Manchester City next week, and anything less than a derby victory would surely end the club's Champions League prospect if Villa were to beat Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. Prior to this, they have a crucial FA Cup 5th round tie at Nottingham Forest. The competition is United's last chance of winning a trophy this term, as we mentioned before. Fenerbahce eyeing move for Anthony Martial once he becomes a free agent. Manchester United's unbeaten start to 2024 ended on Saturday as Fulham got the better of them 2-1 in the Premier League at Old Trafford. Injuries to Luke Shaw and Rasmus Højlund rocked the United boat leading up to the game, and Erik ten Hag's tactical choices continued to exasperate. Marcus Rashford struggled up front on his own, and with the Dane set to be out for a couple of weeks, alarm bells are ringing ahead of the Manchester derby up next. It's no secret that the Dutchman wanted another attacking addition in January, with Anthony Martial's side lined for 3 months. FFP concerns meant nothing was forthcoming. The club will need to sell well and reduce the bloated wage bill in order to be competitive in the summer market. The French striker's deal ends in June, and the 20-time English League champions are unlikely to trigger the 1-year extension option, meaning the former Monaco starlet can leave on a free. The 28-year-old has missed 40 games due to injury in the last 1.5 seasons and has generally looked lackadaisical when on the pitch. United should have cut their losses a long time ago, but as has been the norm under the Glazers, the club have continued to keep a hold of their underperforming asset in the hopes of bagging a fee when sold. As per Photomac, Turkish Super League leaders Fenerbahce are mulling over a summer move for the soon-to-be free agent, and he could join former teammate Fred, who relocated last summer. Martial has reached double-digit goals in the league only thrice in 9 seasons and managed 317 appearances for the club, and considering the potential he arrived with, it's safe to say that he has not even come close to fulfilling that. 30-year-old Man United star considering future amid multi-club interest. Rafael Varan is reportedly considering his future at Manchester United ahead of his contract expiring at the end of the season. The French defender is facing possible free agency should the Red Devils opt against triggering a one-year extension in his deal. In need of offloading stars as a way to comply with financial fair play's strict rules, Manchester United are set for a busy and important summer window. Consequently, Varan, 30, is one player heavily linked with an Old Trafford exit. The defender earns a whopping £340,000 per week, and his exit, should he depart, would help free up the funds required to bring in some fresh faces. And according to a recent report from HITC, the former Real Madrid star is considering his future amid interest from clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia, with the latter already holding talks over a possible end-of-season deal. During his 2.5 years at Old Trafford, Varane, who lifted the 2018 World Cup with France, has scored 2 goals and registered 1 assist in 87 games in all competitions. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to sign Luton Town's Ross Barkley to replace Casemiro. Manchester United new investor Sir Jim Ratcliffe is reportedly planning a shock move for Luton Town star Ross Barkley. The Sun report the British billionaire is a huge admirer of the 30-year-old who has also played for his other club Nice in France. Casemiro faces an uncertain future at Old Trafford after enduring a difficult 23-24 season. The Brazilian returned from injury earlier this month and has failed to make a huge impact for United. The former Real Madrid star will likely be sold in the summer, and the Ineos chief, Jim Ratcliffe, wants to replace him with Barkley. Barkley started his career at Everton before landing a €17.5 million move to Chelsea in 2018. The English midfielder failed to be a success at the Blues, scoring just 12 goals in 100 senior appearances. He was eventually shipped out to League One side Nice, where he stayed for a year before returning to the Premier League with Luton last summer. Barkley has been in good form for the Hatters this season, registering 3 goals and 3 assists in 24 appearances across all competitions. The 30-year-old has been averaging 2.3 shots, 2.79 expected goals, and 1.9 key passes per game in the English top flight. He has also been creating 6.7 ball recoveries, 1.8 tackles, and 0.9 interceptions on average. However, he is not the wrong side of 30, and Ratcliffe is very unlikely to sanction a move for a player that the club cannot develop further. That is before we consider if Barkley would actually improve United. He is a mid-table player at best, and if Luton are relegated, would do well in the Championship or should be able to secure a move to a mid-table Premier League club as a last resort. The central midfielder is valued at €7 million by transfer market. United should and will stay well clear of him. Pep Guardiola says Man United will be back under Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Barely a day after the announcement of the completion of his deal, Ratcliffe spoke to the media and addressed supporters on a number of material topics, including how far behind the Red Devils are in comparison to their competitors like Man City and Liverpool, similar to when Sir Alex Ferguson vowed to trump Liverpool when he was appointed United manager. Ratcliffe made such an equally ambitious promise and explained that his main objective is to knock the two clubs off their perch. It certainly won't be an easy task, however. According to Guardiola, Ratcliffe is already well underway to restoring United to its past glories simply by admitting the Red Devils are trailing behind. The Spaniard said, "It's the truth. As soon as the teams admitted they will be closer to us, if they want to deny it for things that are not the reality, then it's their problem. It's not our problem. When I have been below teams, I have always admired them and thought about what we need to do to be close to challenge them. If they want to be judged on things they are comfortable with, for one day they will not arrive where we are now. When we were below and United were winning, we were watching them, admiring them. We wanted to learn from them. The period of Sir Alex Ferguson, the generation with Roy Keane, David Beckham, Gary Neville, and all those big players, Rio Ferdinand, I'm pretty sure City admired and thought we want to be there. Now we are there. That's why, for this type of comments, that I have the feeling that they will be back. When asked whether he is concerned by the prospect of United overtaking them, Guardiola remarked, "It's not about being worried. I'm pretty sure with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the other people that United are going to take a step forward. I feel that they know exactly what they have to do, appoint the people they need to appoint with their experience in the business world to make project better." As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.